One of the most powerful things you can do as a content creator is repurpose your material. So you've got an interview or you've got some video, take that and put it into other formats and be able to twist it around different ways. One of the greatest tools out there that we're using right now gives you the ability to purpose it into many different forms, including slideshows, ebooks, as well as many other capabilities. You're going to see that in this video. And matter of fact, this is a special video. We're now taking you directly into our Stark Raving Entrepreneur meeting, where Gina Carr and me, Terry Brock, we work with you, show you how you can do this, and let you see the nitty-gritty of what it can do to help you in your business. This is one you want to take some notes on. Take a look at it, and then get in touch with us at starkravingentrepreneurs.com. You'll find out more about this and other ways we can help you build your content creation business and succeed. So get ready for a fun presentation as we talk about how you can use Gamma for repurposing and building your business. All right. Well, Gina, there was one other thing we wanted to talk about today, and we're going to cover and be able to do some recording. We are recording right now, but also to show some of the benefits of Gamma and the repurposing that has. I know you're doing a lot with that. What are your thoughts on what it can do, kind of a big picture and the benefits of that, Gina?
Well, it's just so powerful that with just typing a few words to get things started, what you want to accomplish, you can create beautiful presentations, and they look nice, they're well organized, they make a lot of sense, the images are good, the writing is good. I've really been loving it. I've been doing a number of presentations in the past couple of weeks that I had not done recently or that I had not done before at all. And so it really helped to organize my thoughts, give me a guide, and give me something that I can share with folks as I'm doing the presentation so they can follow along. Or in some cases, I'm just putting it up on my screen and I'm using it to guide my thoughts and to share what I have in mind. And it just is much more organized and easy to follow than, say, teleprompter or Google Doc notes.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things we can do with that. And we've talked about Gamma before and a lot of the capabilities that it has that are really nothing short of just amazing, what we can do with it. But one of the things that we can look at is for real good use is repurposing. If you, let's say, for instance, you had a YouTube video discussion with someone, you have an interview that you had, or maybe it's just you on YouTube and you're describing something, you can take that, get the text of it, which is very easy to get through tools like Taja or Cast Magic very easily, and many other tools have it as well. You can get that from YouTube itself as well. Take that text file and feed that into Gamma. Gamma then can take that and create a whole slide presentation for you that you could use on PowerPoint or Keynote, either one, and put pictures in there as well, so that you can see what it looks like when you put this together. So we can take that kind of information, and it gives you the ability to repurpose it pretty quickly and very, very nicely. You can take it and create a carousel in LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok. All of that can be done through Gamma. If you want an ebook, create an ebook. For instance, let's suppose, Joyce, I'll use it as an example. I know you speak in a lot of places around the world, many different groups and things. Let's suppose you're going to speak to some business leaders, say over in Dubai. You've been to Dubai, I know, a few times, and it's you want to give them something of real value. What you can do is you can take the information that you're researching, and I would recommend for all of us, by the way, think about this. Let's suppose you're speaking to a group of, I'm just going to pick some, let's say bankers in Dubai. You want to find out the biggest issues right now that they're facing. Develop a prompt where you're asking about that, the most thorny questions, the most thorny issues they're dealing with. What are their challenges right now? Where do we see banking going in Dubai in the next 6 months? Questions like that, or whatever would be pertinent for your audience. Then you can take that, feed that into ChatGPT using O3. It will do research and it will go find out what's going on, and it will do that research at a PhD dissertation level. So you're getting really good information, peer reviewed, all that really nice scientific method thingy that's really, really handy, I hear. And when we use that, it's good. But then it'll come back to you with a lot of information. Be aware that will take a little bit longer than some of the searches we normally do on ChatGPT. Not unusual for it to take 10, 15, 20 minutes, but you're doing something. When you do it, when PhD students do this level, it takes them weeks and months to get the information. You're doing it in a matter of minutes. So you're getting all of that information. Gary McKenzie, I'm thinking of what you're doing and the kind of work you do with tax information and running offices and that kind of thing. You can tap into this through ChatGPT and then take that information and feed it into Gamma. Gamma will then take that and create the slides the way you want. You can customize it. You can I like to put in pictures. Hey, since I was in kindergarten, it was a good book if it had pictures. So I like to do that. But I find also audiences like that when you're going to put together something for them. So this creates the pictures and it then creates a PowerPoint presentation that I can use based on the input I want to give it in Gamma. Oh, this is nice. Oh, but it doesn't stop there, kids. It gets even better because then you can create a handout that will be available by creating an ebook. Gamma gives you that ability to create that so that now you've got your slides, you've got the presentation that's on YouTube. You can take that, repurpose it into a podcast, pulling out the audio, and then you can take all of that, make it an ebook, customized to what you want to give them for something they can take home. So Joyce, let me go back to my hypothetical of you speaking to bankers in Dubai. You've now researched, you found the major issues they're dealing with, the issues that are concerning them, keeping them awake at night. Now you're creating an ebook with solutions on how others have done this before, how others have solved it, and you're giving it to them. Oh, and you're also nice enough, Joyce, to leave contact information on how they can get in touch with you so that you can help them in the future by coming in to speak to their people, buying some of your consulting time, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody wins. So there's a lot of potential with that. And I would encourage you, each of you, think about what you can do. These tools were not available to us just a short time ago. They are now. And those who know how to use them are already getting way ahead. Because you walk in with that kind of horsepower, holy Toledo, you're giving them information that is tailored to what they're doing. Oh, and again, it's at a PhD dissertation level. Now, you can tone that down. Most of us don't need that much of formal talk, dissertation level, the way it should be done there in that case. But you can take that information and then, depending on your presentation, Karen, I'm thinking of what you do, you can have it funny it up a little bit. Suggest some humor, put in some fun things about it. And you can, and then you, Karen, would be able to do it because you know humor really, really well. And you do it so beautifully and eloquently, you have for years. What you can do is you can take that and you go, that, ChatGPT, that's not really funny. And that one over there, nah, not quite. But this one over here, pretty good. Let me enhance that and magnify it just a little bit, maybe embellish it just a tad here. Doing that, now you're putting you into it. You're able to make it you with whatever you're doing. And Gary, I'm thinking what you could do is you can bring in some examples to say, that reminds me of a client I was working with last year where they had this problem with their bookkeeping, or they had this issue with their taxes. And here's their leadership was like this. And then we tried these 3 steps, and you show them the 3 steps that are there. You did that. ChatGPT didn't know about that, but it did know about the other things. And now suddenly, those who have studied how to use these tools, not just to copy and paste, my feeling on that. Do not copy and paste. Instead, copy, paste, and then customize. Customize it, putting you into it. Doing this kind of activity can really help a lot. Any comments or questions on that? I haven't been watching the chat here, but any questions on that?
Yeah, there were some questions about can we edit in Gamma and can we export those slides? And so Pat and I have been particularly answering that yes, you can export the slides to various other tools. You can take it to PowerPoint. From PowerPoint, you can bring it into Keynote. You can bring it into Canva. You can take it directly into Google Slides. So there may be a few other things that you can do, but you can edit directly right there in Gamma, but you can
Yes.
edit in the other tools as well. So we figured out some behind the scenes things to do to make it easier for you to make it into a better presentation. Terry, did you want to demo some of those? Folks are asking for a demo.
Yeah, I think a demo would be really good. So what we can do is I'm going to go in here and share my screen. Let me make sure we got it all set up just right so that everything is behaving as it should. All systems operating within normal parameters. And what I'm going to do is I'll go in here to the video file and I want to make sure that come back here to this and go over here. And then I'm going to click on share. There we go. And now you should see my screen. Gina, is that coming through okay with Gamma? A whole bunch of presentations on there. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This is what I've done. I fed in the text file. So think about you've just done an interview or you just did a talk on YouTube or you just talk it into Gamma. You turn on your microphone and you talk, and it will take those and turn that into text and be able to give it to you. Let me give you an example of what I'm doing here as I'm working with it. Here, I put in some information that I had, and I went through Gamma, and this is what it gave me. Look at this. Gave me these slides. And by the way, do you like those pictures? Those pictures were created by Gamma for me and I tied into what we're talking about here. And it puts all this in here very nicely so that I can use this as a slideshow presentation. This would be good for a more nice presentation that I could work with. And it lets me do that very nicely. But let me show you how we get this started and what we can do. I'm going to move over here. Notice that toward the top, it shows Gamma. Then we have three options. Create a new one, new from blank. And it's going in there and doing that. Right now, and this is just a little bit slower when we do it that way. And it gives me the ability to create something there. I'm not going to do that right now. And I could also import if I want, which is very nice. So I can import an AI import. I could just do a plain dragging in a particular program or putting in a certain theme that I want to have. The one I find that I'm using most of the time, and probably you'll want to use also, is the Create. Create with AI. When I click on that, notice what it shows me. I can paste in text. I like that. I can generate from a one-line prompt in a few seconds. This is pretty quick and nice. Or I can import a file or a URL. So you know that video you saw on YouTube yesterday that was really, really good? Guess what? You can feed that import file in there and it will give you a nice summary and extra presentation that you can take and you-ize it. That's the word I like to use. You-ize it so that you're going to put your feeling, your ideas, your thoughts in there. The paste in text is kind of nice also. So I'm going to take this right here and you'll see what I can get there. I can take some text that I might have and I could also import a file. For instance, I'm going to take one here. I'm going to import a file. Click on that, and I want to upload a file, browse the files, and we're getting real intimate here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my documents. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to get something that I did recently, and you'll see there's a PTX. Wait a minute, that one doesn't have what I want right there. Let me try another one here that might be a little bit better. Yeah, this might have that. No, it doesn't. Let me find one here that I can use. There we go. No. Well, let's see. I thought I had this ready to go here, and we're not getting what we want. Oh, fiddlesticks. Let's see. Well, then let me do it this way. I'm not able to pull something up there just because I can't seem to find one right offhand, and that's embarrassing. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to not upload a file, go back here, and now what I'm going to do is come in here and say, let me try this here. Create a presentation for me about presenting to bankers in Dubai. I want to know what issues they're facing, and I want to know some of the major benefits of banking in Dubai for those who are thinking internationally. Give me some vivid examples and show me what can be done and the benefits of coming to Dubai to do business. Okay, there we go. I typed that in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, but notice down here at the bottom, call your attention to that. Look what you can do. You can create a presentation so that you get a PowerPoint slides, Keynote slides. You could also look at this right here with a web page, something I haven't done as much, but I understand it's pretty doggone easy to do. So I can do that. I can create a document, a PDF, or create social media posts. You can create carousels. You can create LinkedIn content. All of that available right here for you. I'm going to go with a presentation right now so you can see what that's like. So I'm clicking on it here. And I'll click down here below on continue. When I do that, now it's rubbing its hands together. And over here, you'll see on the far left side, the text content. I can generate this, I can condense it, or I can preserve the text, depending on what I'm putting in there. I can tell it to bring in the whole thing. So it could be very, very detailed. Or this is a slideshow. I don't want all the details. I just want the bullet points. Okay, we can go with that either way. So I'll be able to do that, make it brief, minimum, or detailed. I'm going to go with a little bit more detail on this one right here. And I can put this in here, the kind of tones that I might want so that it will put in there the feelings. I like to put in the images. That's really nice. And then over here, I can put in some other things that are going to talk to the images as it's created. Click over here in the upper right corner, I should say, right there, and I'll say, make this a fun presentation that is professional and funny where appropriate. Use pictures of real people from a diverse point of view, particularly with people from the Arabic culture, as we would see in Dubai. Okay, so now I've got that. Now I'm going to click over here. I want 8 cards. Depending on the plan you have, you can go up to more cards. I bought the high-end program. I forget exactly what it was, but it was very, very reasonable, about $100 and some. I thought it was very reasonable for life when I got it. And I could take that up. I'm going to go with 8 cards right now just to keep it real simple, but you can add more. I'm now going to click on continue. And we're going to take this here in real time. Notice it's showing me a theme. So I can have themes that I want to put in there. Make sure that it selects the ones that I want, that I think are particularly good for a consultant, a luxurious chisel. I can look at all of these. These are tools that give me the ability to select something that is just the way that I would want it. I like this one here with lavender. Seems to be pretty nice. I'll click on that. And now watch this, and watch this in real time. This is what it is. To create these presentations would take us being professional speakers, quite a while. I know many of you can relate to that. We're talking days to make it happen. I'm going to click on generate. And when I do, now the hamsters inside are spinning real fast, and they're working to get this done right now, or at least they should be. We're there, and you'll see it is spinning there. We're seeing the generation spinning, and it's going to take some of that and crunch it through. And now here it goes. Look at this. Now it's putting it into Arabic. I didn't know that. I guess it's doing it in Arabic, which I guess if I were speaking in Dubai, that would be something nice. I forgot to click the English speaking. I do not speak Arabic. If anyone here speaks Arabic, well, they'll be able to get that. But look what it's doing. If I were speaking in Dubai, which I've done before, it's a great place to be, this would be ideal for what I'm doing. And Sherry, maybe you'll get some speaking gigs or maybe get some consulting options. You never know. Over in Japan, those Japanese are wonderful people. They're always looking for innovative ways to get things done. We can do it this way. And Gina, this is interesting. I hadn't planned on having it in Arabic, but there it is.
I know. I saw that it was going to do that, but I thought it'd be interesting. And it'll be interesting for you to show how you can change it back pretty quickly.
Yeah. And look at those pictures. I mean, it's going by real fast right now, but as it's creating those pictures looked really good for my hypothetical speech on presentation over in Dubai. And there we go. It's putting it in there. I love the fact that it's doing it in Arabic. And so I don't know how many languages it handles, but quite a bit. Okay,
So
so go
right
ahead,
there
Gina.
you can, yeah, right there you could go back to the prompt as you were going to show, and you can change it, create something else. You can go back and ask it to create it in English.
Yeah, what I'd like to do is see what I've got here in Arabic. And let me just do that real quick here. Look at this. I'm scrolling through it. Well, that definitely is Dubai. Gina, you'll recognize that when we were there. You got to see it. And the Hotel Khalif, the largest building in the world. And by the way, if you go to Dubai, be sure and take that all the way to the top, being the tallest building in the world. And after you go, oh my goodness, you'll start enjoying it. It's really nice. There it's showing that. And look at this, customized and tailored to my hypothetical audience in Dubai and Joyce's audience too. So Joyce, I'll let you use this for your audience there in Dubai as well. So we'll have it there. Gives us the ability to cover. I'm sure these are very important details in Arabic. And there again, a setting that would be very appropriate in that country. People negotiating and talking and business, all of this available right there. So I can go back to the prompt. I could actually, what I would do there is I would print that out. I have that available. And now let's see, I wanted to make sure that I get this in the time, and I did not see Gina.
Output language is right underneath there. Go down just a little bit and you'll see output language.
I don't see output language.
It's just, or there you are, output language.
Oh, right here. There it is. Okay. There it is. Okay. And it's got that. I've got that. Well, let's come down here. For me, I'm going to select English US. Click there on that. And then I'm going to click over here to continue. I hadn't done this before, but to realize we can then change it, do several different languages all at the same time, or one right after another. That's pretty good. I'm going to select Prism.
While you're there, why don't you choose the custom theme that we created today and tell them why we created one?
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find that, but I do not see it on here.
Go to custom on the left.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's right. There it is. TBGC main presentations. Thank you, Gina. Thank you. There it is. I'm going to click on that. That's the one that Gina and I said we want to use that one mainly. So we've got that. That way, Joyce, for your hypothetical presentation here, you might want this kind of font or this color or that color. You can do that here in Gamma pretty easily. So I'm clicking on generate again, and you saw how long it took before. Now it takes a little bit of time. What did that take? I would guess about 2 to 3 minutes maybe to get everything done, which is professional speaker to professional speaker, a whole lot faster than we've done before, isn't it? And now look at this. Hey, this is coming through. And Gina, thank you very much for your input and help on that. There it is. And it's giving you the pictures, all of that together like this. My friends, this is nothing short of breathtaking. Now finished doing this. Let's go up here now at the top and notice what it is. Now it's in English. We can read it. And by the way, just out of curiosity, I need your help. I'm looking at many of you on here on the screen. Raise your hand if you can read the text in there comfortably. Is it too big, too small? Does it look okay? Does it look good? You can read what I'm saying. That is a concern. Gina and I tweaked on that a little bit to make sure we could get it just right. But look at this. It's giving me pictures. And by the way, different pictures, but still customized to my hypothetical audience in Dubai that's speaking there. And yes, if you're wondering, can you bring in your own pictures? Absolutely. Gamma will give you that ability as well to do all of that. So it brought in those. Looks like I didn't put in the switch to say bring in more pictures, but there it is. Because now I've got that available. Let me move a couple things out of the way. And look what I can do with this now. As I move over here, I'm going to share this. I'm clicking on share. And you'll see I can collaborate with other people that might be working with me on this. But if I say, okay, this is good enough right now, I want to export it. And look at this. I can export it as a PDF. I might have 2 versions of it. One that is a little more limited in text and pictures for a presentation that I'm doing. And then another one that might be more text rich, a lot more confidential information, a lot more information in there. And it would be a PDF, an ebook. I can export it to PowerPoint, to Google Slides. That's nice. Or all the PNGs. And here's one that they have now added just recently, LinkedIn. So here it is. It's showing me banking in Dubai, current challenges in Dubai's banking sector, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the different things. And by the way, in a slide presentation, you bet I would use this I would use a build the build so that the words come in one after another. I have not found a way to do that in Gamma. So I bring it into Keynote so that I can touch it up, and it works really well that way. But if you know PowerPoint, if you've used it, if you've used Keynote or some other tools, you'll be able to do that real easily. This is a little intense with text for a presentation. I would use this, however, in an ebook. That would be nice there. And I might bring in some extra graphics and pictures that would be appropriate there. Nice to have some graphs in there, et cetera, et cetera. So all of this coming in, Dubai's fintech revolution, citing specific areas that they would want to know about in Dubai, in the banking sector. Here's the next steps for entering Dubai's banking market. And it shows what's there. I could make, if I were speaking about this and I knew what I was talking about, then we could do that a lot. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we can do. And the possibilities are enormous. Using this through a combination of ChatGPT, where I would find the deep research to get real world information, not just something that I'm using here in a hypothetical. Get that, then pour that into Gamma, let Gamma put it together for me. Then I would take it to polish it up and tweak it a little bit, which makes it even more professional, over into Keynote or PowerPoint. So that would be the process I would recommend that you look into, see what it's like. We think that those little things like that might not matter. Well, people say little things mean a lot. I borrow from my buddy Harvey McKay, who would tell me over and over, he'd say, Terry, little things mean a lot, they say. Not true. Little things mean everything. So you want to make those little tweaks, make sure it's working just right for what you're doing. So there it is, an amazing package called Gamma, Gamma. It gives you the ability to create all kinds of content based on what you've done, and repurposing. That's the key. Repurposing so you can use here and here and here in different formats to reach other audiences and to build your business. Hey, to find out more about that, bounce over and come see us at starkravingentrepreneurs.com. We have meetings regularly. You just saw one, an inside scoop in it, and we share a lot more information on how you can really get in there and use the right tools, learn how to use them, and be able to build your business in a strong way. I'm Terry Brock with my partner Gina Carr. We're glad that you can be with us, and we will look forward to hearing from you.